Well, hello people. So it's Peter here, yeah, down in the old man shed. It's been a while, I know, I'm sorry, but you know the weather's been just too parky and everything. But today it's Saturday afternoon, it's 11 degrees, so yeah, you know, you need the old jumper on, and I am going in a minute, but I'm, you know, not putting the fire on, so I'm being a good boy. But being down here, playing trains, doing bits and pieces to the new addition to the layout, and you can hear it running around, and of course, and you think to yourself, all right, what's the new addition then, Peter? Well, of course, you've seen it everywhere, haven't you? All right, treated myself to this. It took a little while to get it set up because I've put a driver figure in, and that was a bit of a faff, but she's in there now because I want the non-engine, you know, to be running first. All right, so the class 68 is running at the back, and everything's been done to make it as prototypical as possible. The front driving coach, whatever you call it, that's been all detailed up, all right, because there's in the box you get two air dams. One's that's fitted has got a NEM pocket in it. I've taken that one off and I've put the plain one back in, and also fitted the hook that comes in the accessory pack. All right, so if you're at Sam's Trains or Jenny Kirk's, I know you never ever bother about fitting any detail parts, you know, but I'm afraid I do. That's the end I want leading, so she's all detailed up. There is an issue that I can't get the cab light to come on at all, either when I first got it running under DC, and then you know, obviously when I put a chip in it under DCC. Whatever I did, even if I go back, I cannot, you know, get the cab light to come on. But as I sort of say, I do believe your Curascal, because it seems to be some type of special chip. I was told it was going to be a 6-function chip, was all that's needed. I got a 6-function chip, it still didn't work. In actual fact, it had less functions with that, maybe because it was the, you know, there's so many different types of chips, that's what's annoying, and maybe I got the wrong one. But it's got a 4-function Backman chip in there at the moment, and all the lights work, so you know, fair enough, that's fine. But I do believe that the Curascal are going to come out with the chip to fit, and so yeah, for now she's just going around with all the lights blazing and everything, except no cab light. But you don't run it with a cab light on anyway, so it's not the end of the world. But in the film, I'll show you the clips. I put a light on so you can see my little driver figure in there, and one thing and another, and show you all the light functions. Now guys, if you're only DC, excuse me, take them off. You got it made because all the functions work under DC. Obviously, it's ready to roll. You just haven't got a driver figure in there. And you know, I tried it out under DC, and yeah, everything worked except the cab light. Right? Obviously, I've seen the video of a train going around on someone's layout, and they've obviously got a DC train running on a DCC layout. And sorry, God, blimey, you get the heck of all the lights are on anyway because you haven't got any control. As soon as you put the DC ready train, well, yeah, as soon as you put that DC train on the tracks under DCC, all the lights are on, and the chip is making a horrendous buzzing noise. I don't know how you guys think you can run that round with giving you no issues whatsoever. No, so don't do that, for Christ's sake. Just take the chip out, if anything. So under DCC you need to put a chip in. So I've got a Backman chip in there at the moment, which is only a 4-function, but it gives me everything that I want. So get the body off, as I say. I'll tell you in the film, use toothpicks where you know where the clips are, especially where you got a lot of chassis detail. Plastic cards doesn't cut it because the clips are right where the plastic detail is on the bogies, and yeah, whereas if you use a cocktail stick you can come back a little bit further, and then the thickness of the cocktail stick still pushes out the body enough to avoid the clips. So go the cocktail stick route. It's much easier. She's pushing, absolutely no problem whatsoever, because I show you what I did to the elite coupling in order to do that. So that's what you're going to see. But otherwise, yeah, so here we are. It's what, the 10 degrees, 11 degrees here down in the old man shed at the moment. And what's the date? The date is the 11th of February. I'm virtually finished. The layout, I had an issue with the layout. One of my tower lights decided to blow up for some reason or other. What happened? The resistor, the wire broke off from the resistor. And literally, you know what a resistor's like, literally where the metal comes out of the resin, it broke off from there, so the resistor was no good whatsoever. And I cannot for the love of me get it working properly at the moment, so I've got a replacement tower lamp on there at the moment, but it uses a different quality of light. It's got a warm light instead of a bright white light, which I'll have to do something about. Or I'll have to go back to the old control tower and the old lighting tower and renew all the lights on it, because yeah, just weird. So that's a shame, but hey ho, it's what happens, isn't it? Otherwise, yeah, the layout has come through winter and everything, no problems. I mean, even though I've not been down here that many times, as you know, told by the you know, there's not been many films, but nevertheless. I've been down here when the temperature was a little bit above freezing, and just checked everything out, and then of course had to come down here with the new TPE, the Curascale TPE. But yeah, not doing any unboxing or anything like that. Everything is, you know, is phenomenal. I can't say it. It is a it's a fantastic train. Once you get it sorted out. Take those tension lock couplings off the back coach, you're not going to succeed with those bloody things whatsoever. Just go the magnet route like I'll show you, and you'll have no issues whatsoever. So yeah, that's it. Alright, so yeah, sorry it's been a long while. Hopefully, you know, onwards and upwards with the weather. So let's see how we go. But until then guys, love and leave you, and I'll just turn the camera around and you can see the old train going around and around the circuit, being pushed with no issues whatsoever. Okay, I didn't have any, some people said they're back-to-back settings. I mean, my old layout is good old Hornby set track, no issues whatsoever. Alright, I mean, crikey, I don't know what it is with Pico and everything, maybe because it's a bit too, you know, finer modelled, and therefore, you know, it shows up more discrepancies as regards backs to backs. But out the box, all my coaches, they're all running fine, as you can hear. It makes a nice clackety clack in actual fact. I haven't got the sound on, but I'll just I'll put the sound on again in a second. All right, so there you go. All right, so until the next video, love and leave you. I'm going to, the next show will be Ali Pali. That's where I'll be going up to Ali Pali. I think that's in March, isn't it? So yeah, not long to go to that. So see you there. See you there. All right. Come say hello. All right, guys. All the best. Bye for now. Bye bye. Okay, so here we are at the driver coach end, and my gosh, I love the look of this. It looks like a praying mantis or something or other. You know, it's with a huge mouth or something, some sort of praying insect anyway. But yeah, love it. So on Torridon Road, I'll be leading, going around with this as being the leading coach, driver coach, whatever you call it. And so it's getting pushed by the 68 at the back, and I'll show you the modified coupling I've done there to show you how well it has no trouble going around Torridon Road. But because this is the leading end, I fitted a driver figure. He's painted in, well, sort of like the same colour as the uniform as, I don't know, TPE. He's got a nice blue coat on and a light blue shirt and a tie, so he's in there, but so you can just about see him. I would love to be able to put the cab light on, but it's the one thing that's defeated me on this model. even under DC operation, when you can just wave the magic wand and all that sort of stuff, I could not get the cab light to come on. And now I've got all full functions under DCC with the lights, but I cannot get the cab light to come on. I was told it needed a 6-function decoder. I've got a 6-function decoder. You know, you name it, I don't know. So, but no matter what, I've got a 4-function decoder in there at the moment, which works better than the 6-function. So I don't understand that. However, I do believe that Curascal might be announcing that they've developed a chip for this set. So not the end of the world. And I've also mastered the knack of getting the body off and on and off. And the knack is, guys, you use cocktail sticks, and it makes it so much easier. You don't damage any of the plastic subframes assemblies, you know, because the cocktail stick moves the clips far enough away that the body just slips off. So really, really easy. So that's how I was able to put the driver in. I'm afraid Anthony Dodge, I did have to amputate his arms, the original driver, but that was because his arms were sticking forward, and when you separate the body shell from the chassis, the chair, or all the chairs, they come down, and the driver's chairs come down with the chassis, but in the body shell there is the dashboard of the front there that you can see. So when you marry the two together, that I could not find a way of being able to get the driver figure, his hands, to go over the dashboard, maybe, which they probably shouldn't anyway. So don't worry, Anthony, I fabricated a new pair of arms for him, and he's sitting in his chair with his hands in his lap, and that meant I could get the body shell comfortably onto the chassis, no worries. And there he is, but I'm afraid I can't put the cab light on, because that's beaten me at the moment. But not going to do anything about it, because it's not the end of the world. You know, you do not drive a train with the cab light on anyway. However, the other functions, they all do work. So let's have a look. So there's his destination board. Put the lights on. So there's the marker lights and the top headlight. And then to put the main lights on, we have them there. Okay, so if it was to go in reverse, which it can do, let's see, I'm going to put it in reverse first, and then the red lights should come on. There they do. So you need to now turn off the marker lights, and there we are. Okay, and if I want the destination board as well, so there we are. So that can be running in reverse with just its red lights on. Change direction, and that's what happens. So I've got all the functionality except the cab light. Really weird, but there you go. So there we are. So that's a nice close-up look at the driver's, you know, the driving coach end. And my gosh, what an ugly looking thing it is. But I love it because it's so ugly. As I say, it reminds me of an insect or something. You know, a huge mouth on it. It's, yeah, really good. Okay. Right, so hopefully now you can see the driver in there. He's painted up, nice blue coat and everything, and the tyre. Also, maybe a lot of you guys probably won't bother, but because this is the driving end, the coupling hook has been put on. The air dam that's got the NEM pocket on it has been removed and put the proper dam on. So this end has all been detailed up now. So there's it won't ever get pulled. So this is what you need to do. So it's got the coupling hook. I mean, so it's provided in the accessory pack by Curascal. That's what the hook's for. That's where it goes. That's where the second dam goes as well. So you can replace the dam that's got the NEM pocket in it. with the proper dam. And in my case, it's held in place. Nothing's been damaged. It's all been, the hook has been put in using PVA, so that can come out in a second if I want to. The air dam was a little bit fiddlier, so at the end I just used black tack, and you can't see it at all. So it's held nice and securely with something like black tack, and yet so it's able to be removed without doing one bit of damage. So there you go. Right, that's that. Right, okay, let's have a look and see how she works so well getting pushed. Well, the reason for that is that I've used Hunt Elite couplings, the magnetics. On the Loco, it's the shortest coupling in there, and then modified to go back a little bit further as well, and then stuck in place with PVA so it doesn't move. Painted black because they do have a tendency to sort of show the magnet through the plastic. However, now on the end of the carriage, can you see that is still the standard Hunt Elite coupling, but what I have done is I've just glued 2 small pieces of plastic card on each side of the coupling. Okay, and what that does, it makes the coupling of the 68 behave. You see that? So it's still magnetic. I've still got to use a finger to separate them. Okay, they still marry up, but you see those 2 little shoulders of plastic, you see they fit perfectly. And what that does, it makes the kinetic coupling of the 68, which has always been a bad feature on, unfortunately, the Dapol, hence I got rid of the tension lock couplings because they drooped. Well, this now, I mean, look, I'm actually able to pull the Loco. And what happens with this, guys, is as it goes round the corner, and let's see, I'm going to just push it by hand. So as she's pushing, you can see the buffers are sprung, but as she goes into the 3rd radius curve, you see the buffers kiss, but see how that the couplings are still absolutely straight, they're not bending. Before I did this modification, I got a dog leg on the coupling because on the 68 the coupling is so weak it just gives way. But look at that, that's perfect. And of course here you can see the buffers, yes, they're touching, but absolutely no issue whatsoever. And of course if she was pulling, even more so. But see the way that coupling's just stayed straight? Just by sticking 2 pieces of plastic on each side of one side of the Hunt Elite coupling. And I'll take it apart again so you can see it. There you are. So, and painted black, so it's all looking good. Alright, so that's all you have to do. Obviously you don't stick it to the other one, so there's no need to have a fixed bar. You can still have the benefit of magnetics. Still got to separate it with your finger because they're so strong. Okay, but as you're going to see, I'm going to have this running around in a minute, and look at that, it's beautiful, you see. And then look, I can push and pull, no problems whatsoever. And that's the secret of having a very reliable pushing train with your TPE. You turn the red light off on this coach because it's got the magnet, and you can have the red light on, so it's magnet. This has been modified so there's no lights at all on this side. So when you see this going around a minute, all you're going to see is the red light showing as she is at the back, and there is no driver. I've took the driver out of this train. Now her function is to be the motive power for the TPE. So no lights showing at all at this end. The red lights turned off on the coach. The other coach lights work obviously, and you just only got the red lights at this end. Everything's fine. If I had it going forward, the lights would be on and all the rest of it, but when she runs in reverse you just get the red lights, which is all prototypical, which is what, you know what I'm like, I like that. Okay,